All right, all right. So I set up the first live and hit launch, and it just kept buffering and buffering, and I'd done everything I could think of to fix it. So I had to refresh the page. So I don't know if anyone's over here yet. There might be all hanging out in the other channel or the other video that we posted. So sorry for the technical difficulties. Hey, everyone. Hope no one misses it because they're hanging out on the other one. So what's up, guys? I'm here all by my little lonesome. Well, I'm not alone. I've got the three little boys, but Jessica is not here with me. So thanks for coming and hanging out and sacrificing the premiere of Game of Thrones to hang out with me. So I do appreciate it and value your guys' time. What's up, guys from Maine? Amelia Robbins, how are you? Three Musketeers Homestead, thanks for coming on. The Music Well, Game of what? Oh, man. Karen, I want to come to New Zealand. I really do. There's like a few places that I'm really looking forward to going, and New Zealand is definitely super high on the list. So, what's up, guys? Jessica currently, I think, is flying from Phoenix to Rock. So, what's up, Hootenanny Homestead? So, I don't know if I have any moderators getting on, but I'm sure some of them will show up at some point. Up there's Big Bear, and there he goes again. I've kind of resolved in myself, Big Bear, that I'm just going to be nice to you from now on because that's what Jesus would do, and so I'm just going to be always encouraging, and I'm not going to make fun of you anymore. It's a new leaf. Yeah, she sent me a Marco Polo like right before I was going live of the mountains and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, the greenhouse build video. Oh my gosh. Oh man. So that video is almost an hour long. It was 9 gigs of information. I actually had to go to town and hang out in town for like 3.5 hours just to get it uploaded, which is why it was so late. So much information. And then as I'm watching kind of back over it over time, I'm watching it and I realized I forgot some stuff. And I'm like, man, there's just so much goes into something like that. It's really hard, when you're doing something that big over 3 months to include all the information that you might need to build it and do it well. So I did my best. That's why I kind of said at the end, if there's things missed or questions that other people had, just comment or get a hold of us and ask the question, and I'll do my best to kind of explain it. So what's up, Stivers Homestead? Heirloom Permaculture. Jessica just landed in Phoenix. She just said, hey, with a big heart. She's not even getting in till like 11:15 tonight. So like it's going to be a pretty late night getting back. But so that way, if anyone has garden questions, you can just ask Jessica and she'll type them out. Probably won't give you the long answer, but maybe the short answer. So yeah, the vent build. I would be willing to do that and put it out there, but that's going to have to be a separate video because it's hard to explain. One, it's going to take some carpentry skills. It's going to take a certain amount of tools, and not a lot of people are going to have everything that they need. And it just building a window like that, because for essentially, I used my table saw, which you could use a router if you had a router table. You could use there's a table saw that has a certain kind of blade that's used for like notching things out. So if you like run a board over it, it'll take out a certain width. I don't have any of that, so I actually just had to run it on my regular table saw blade like twice to essentially take out a gap within the middle of the 1x4s that would fit the 1/8" plexiglass. And so like getting all that to line up and then the biscuit joints and then clamping it and all that, it's just a fairly extensive process. And honestly, like with the video already being 54 minutes, like it would have made it like an hour and a half to add all that. So I will build another window. Honestly, what I'm thinking about doing is building one for a cold frame of some sort, just to be able to use around here. And that way I can show everyone who's interested. Hey, what's up, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, my people? I got a little beard envy, but I think he'll still accept me. Will you be doing a tutorial when you update your irrigation for the garden? Yes. Okay, so actually that's something cool to talk about. So we actually got called this week, early week, like right after the shindig, or it was right before. No, it was right before the shindig. We got a call and we got reapproved and set up to take the high tunnel. And I went in and met with them and asked some questions and got some more information. And actually, me and Jessica came back and talked. They had to have a decision by Friday, and we ended up deciding not to take the high tunnel. And the reason why is because of everything else. Okay, we said at the beginning of the year, we really, thanks, Doug. We really wanted to perfect everything that we're already doing. So we really want to do what we're doing and make it the best it can be. So, more pasture for the goats, better setup for the chickens. Like there's still some details. Like I want to set up an automatic watering system. I want to set up a watering system for the current garden, the sitting pavilion, a barn for the horses. There's just all these other things. And so I could push all that back and focus our time on getting the kit and the resources. Because the thing is you have to tie up all your money into buying the kit and getting the materials to then come back and get reimbursed. So it'd be tying up our finances, be tying up our time. And then if we ended up deciding that it wasn't for us, you have to pay back a certain percentage. And so for us, we really were just like, you know what? It's just not for right now. Okay. And so what we're probably going to do is I was going to get our drone because I'm really excited about a drone because I'm a tech person. I love technology and I love new technology. So I was really hoping to get our drone like in the next few days. But I think I'm going to have to put that off too, which makes me a little sad. But I think we'll still be able to get the drone before the garden gets like fully developed. So we'll still be able to get some cool garden footage, especially the aerial stuff, which is what I'm honestly most excited about. But we're going to put the drone off to get our well, the pump. We need a pump and a tank. And then we need all the PEX to run water from that to the different areas we need. The first one has to be to the garden. And then I'd like to run a spigot to each greenhouse. I'd like to run one back towards the ducks and the chickens. And so I think we're going to, because Amazon actually has all the stuff you need to do that. And so I think I'm going to put our money towards that. I'm going to put our money. Sorry, I was just reading comments. I'm by myself. So usually I read comments and help Jessica, but now I'm just by myself. So I'm reading comments. So I might lose my train of thought every once in a while. Anyways, I'm going to put our money towards our Amazon money towards getting the pump and everything that we think, well, most everything we need to get that set up. And I've got enough extra material laying around to build a small well house. So that's kind of where we're going. And with all that and everything else we want to be doing, we just decided not to do the high tunnel. I just don't want to get in over my head and then feel all this pressure because I don't like that. And so Jessica actually talked me down, which usually is the case. Like I'm really bad. Salesmen get me pretty good. Like one time there was like this, she's going to be laughing her butt off when I'm sharing this. But one time, like we went and had a meeting to get something free from one of those people like Direct Buy or something like that. And it's like you pay into a membership and then you get to have access to like all these deals, right? And it's like it could pay off, I think, if you had a lot of money and you were like building houses, because you get discounts on like windows and different things like that. And so I was sitting in there. This is early in our marriage too. And I was like, okay, we got to sign up for this. Like, we're going to miss out on all these deals if we don't do it. Because like they had me at like, hello. I was like, yeah, let's do it. She's like, no, we're not spending thousands of dollars on this because we'll never end up doing all the stuff that they're talking about doing that they provide discounts for. And I was like, nope, we got to do this right now. And we got into this big tiff about signing up. And I was like, one day you're going to regret not doing this. I was so dramatic about it. And she was absolutely right. We should not have done that because that company actually went out of business because it's a bad idea. So like salesmen are really, it can get me pretty good. And so I'm glad that, you know, and even in the greenhouse thing, I called her. I was like, well, they reapproved us. So maybe we should go ahead and do this. Like we can go ahead and get the well in and all that. And she's like, well, I just, you know, all the pressure and then we have to do, it's just all this other stuff going on. And she's the one who actually talked me down and was like, let's just not. So for Jessica to turn down a greenhouse, that's a big step also. That doesn't happen every day. Yeah, I get a lot of bad ideas, but it's okay. And it's okay because, you know, we trade off. Like, you know, Jessica's not the best with math. You know, when we were saying, hey, now listen, Jess, I shared one where I was being ridiculous, and now I've got to share one where you messed up. It's not like it's endearing. It really is cute to me. So I handle all the mathematics. And what I'm saying is that when we were putting together our first 3 garden beds, we needed to fill them with soil. And Jessica called me once, and she said, they have this stuff on sale at Home Depot. And it's really, really discounted. I think it'll be enough to fill the garden beds. And I said, like, how much? Like, how much is it? And like, how much do you get per price? And she was just like, just worked out the math in her head. Was like, no, it'll be like this much. We'll save money and we'll get the garden beds full. And I just paused for a second. I was like, honey, think about this. The garden beds are 48 foot long. They're 4 foot wide. We have 3 of them to fill. Okay. Now just think, how much dirt would that take? Just imagine filling that much dirt into like a truck. Like, what would it look like? And she's like, okay. So she started to understand, like, there was like 1 pallet of soil on sale based off of how many cubic feet each bag had. And I was like, so do you see how that wouldn't add up? Because we need so much more. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. So she's not the best with those kind of calculations. Honestly, I'm not even the best with those calculations, but it's just funny that we do that to each other, I guess. Now, I'll tell you someone who's really good at mathematics is Ethan from 180 Degrees from Average. That guy just pops off mathematics like crazy. Yeah, we needed like 3 yards per bed, and we had 3 beds plus. I mean, like it was just we needed truckloads, like dump trucks full. And this was like it was a really good deal on a bag of soil, but I mean, it would have worked for like pots or like container gardening. It was net, you know what I'm saying, like, and I think she just got excited because of how cheap it was that it didn't really process. And like, right, whoever actually needs math, just like who needs English. Yeah, I know. Can't eat the grass. I want to buy things by the truckload. Also, I'm like, I put off jobs a lot of times whenever I can't do it right. So, sorry, Jessica's texting me secret messages. Anyways, if I can't do the job right, I have a tendency to just want to put it off. So like, I just don't want to do it because I don't like having to go back and do things over again. And the puppy's actually okay, guys. He is actually outside. He has a little playpen, and I just gave him some food and water. And the reason he's crying is because he wants attention. But all my kids have been giving him attention all day, and they want a break. And I've been giving him attention all day, and I need a break because I'm doing a live video. And so, you know, I'm kind of that, you know, let him cry it out for a little bit. You know, maybe not everyone's, you know, that hard. But if I look at the little floof ball, I'll probably cave in. So I'm not going to go look at him. Just saying. Yes, he has absolutely already spoiled it. Like honestly, I don't even know how I got my kids to start cleaning up his accidents. Like, I'm just like, when did this become a thing? Like, when did you guys like step into actually helping take care of a puppy? So, so yeah, he's been getting pampered, especially between now and whenever he goes to hang out with the new animal that's coming. So, hey, Miss Maggie from Northeast Oklahoma. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Oklahoma. I know. I honestly, I'm not a puppy person. I'll be honest. Like, I don't like them. I don't dislike them, but I just don't. I just don't like them. Like, I love Bear. I love Con even, and Con's a knucklehead. Like, he's still a puppy knucklehead. He's just a giant puppy knucklehead. But like, I love it when they get to the point whenever like they stop peeing and pooping in their kennel and they stop chewing everything and they just want to lay and be petted and hang out and they do funny things and all that. Like, I'm kind of over. I don't get like, oh, the cute puppy. Like, I just want puppies. Like, I just, my kids, Jessica, everyone does all that, and I'm just like, I'm like, they don't really hold any power over me on that regard. I'm not answering any questions about what animal we're getting. So ask away, but my lips are sealed. Yeah, see, I'm like a grandparent. Like, that's my preference on like puppies. Like, I want to be the grandparent of the puppy. So play with it, get your little puppy fix, and then send it home to the people that own it so they can take care of it. Like, I don't want to. I'm not super excited all the time about having it living in our house. Hey, what's up, City Stat? I got to get your shirt mailed to you here pretty soon. Yes, I know. I said if I went and looked at him, I'd cave because I would, because he is like a cute little floof white ball. But then I would also remember that he's going to be kind of obnoxious. So, I'll weigh it out, which is also why I'm not going out there to go and pet him, because honestly, he's probably laid down at this point and is chilling out. People, I love it. Emu, ostrich, sheep. Hootenanny Homestead, another Jessless Live. I know. I don't know, City Stat. I don't know, Josh. We're gonna try and stay away from Star Wars as long as possible, because as soon as I start, I won't stop. I wish we'd get Bison. So yeah, here's a funny story on Bison. I was in the Marine Corps. I was not infantry. I was an explosives person. I know people gave me C4 and things that blow stuff up, which is questionable within itself, but they did. Anyways, I went through what's called Marine combat training, which if you're infantry, you would go Marine infantry school. But if you're outside of infantry school, you go to Marine combat training. So I went to Marine combat training, and we were doing our 50 caliber range day. So we're basically getting on top of a Humvee and shooting a 50 caliber at different targets, which, by the way, is really awesome. And if you've ever thought about, like, you'd really love to do that, you're correct. You would really love to do that. Because right after the 50 caliber stuff, we got to shoot something called a Mark 19, which a Mark 19 is a belt-fed, Humvee-mounted automatic grenade launcher. So if you've ever seen like a movie where they have the little grenades that shoot out of the bottom of the M16, it's like that, only it comes in from a belt, and you can just throw like 20 downrange in like a matter of seconds. Also really cool. Anyways, back to the story. I'm the next person in line. So I wasn't in the Humvee on the gun, but I was next. So I'm standing there watching, and they're shooting at these old tanks and stuff. And out of nowhere, everyone just starts freaking out. The sergeant, the range boss, all of them, they're just shutting everything down and being like, everyone cease fire, unload the gun, all that stuff. And they look out in the field, and there's bison coming up over the field, because on Camp Pendleton, there's a lot of wildlife, and they're all protected, and bison are endangered. And they know how stupid young Marines can be, and they did not want to have an idiot private or private first class shoot the bison with the 50 caliber machine gun, because that would be a publicity snafu for sure. I don't think that would go over very well I don't think that'd go over very well for the public, perspective on the Marine Corps. So they were like, get out of the truck. Yeah, it'd also be sad, but I mean, just like, I don't know. It was just one of those experiences that's just random. Like, and essentially we had to sit there on the range for about 2 hours until they decided to move on. So we had to pause all the training and all the shooting until they left that field. And then we were able to go back to training and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, if we shot an endangered species like that, it'd be over. Yeah, I know that we're competing with the GOT premiere, but I do appreciate. I mean, honestly, I thought our numbers might be a lot lower considering that that's coming on tonight. So, see you guys. You can't eat the grass. Got to go make dinner. All right. I need to make dinner, actually. I'm kind of behind. Chloe Porter, simplify well, simplify to you too. I have actually seen Game of Thrones, and there's only one reason why. When me and Jessica were first married, we sat down because we had cable back then and we weren't living in the country. And we started trying to watch Game of Thrones. And then we realized that HBO was making this not appropriate. So we stopped watching it. And I didn't watch it for probably the first 4 seasons. I knew about the story and I knew about the books. But I honestly, personally, am not able to get past the sexual stuff that they include. I think it's overkill. To me, it doesn't help tell the story any better. It really just kind of detracts from it. And that's just my personal opinion. So interesting enough, they came out with a streaming service, which actually has been heavily attacked by Hollywood and people making movies in Hollywood and networks and all kinds of stuff. But they went to court. They shut it down for a while, and then they eventually found a workaround with their lawyers and through the courts. And they're still in court battling, but it's called VidAngel. And it's out of Utah. And essentially what they did is that they will allow you. So originally you could just stream anything. They would get any show on their platform, which operated very similar to Netflix. And you could just go through and say, I don't want any F words. I don't want any nudity. I don't want any this. And you can go all the way down to I don't even want kissing on it or whatever. You could literally just filter out whatever you did not want to see and then hit play. And they would just skip automatically everything that you said you didn't want. And to me, that's awesome because I feel like, as a consumer of someone's, whatever they're putting out, if I don't want to watch a certain part, even if you felt like it was necessary to put in there, I don't want to, I feel like I should be able to just cut that part out. Now, Game of Thrones is a well-produced show. I mean, the budget's good, the graphics are good, the story is really cool. So I was really interested. When this came out, I actually was able to watch all the Game of Thrones with streaming out, and it cut out, everything that I felt like was inappropriate. And so, yeah, I missed some parts, but you kind of can fill in the pieces and the gaps. And honestly, I don't feel like it took away from the show at all. So for this instance, the show's premiering today, I'm not going to watch it. I probably won't watch it until after the whole season's finished. And then they'll be able to stream it through the VidAngel thing at some point. And so that's when I'll probably go back and watch it. So, and also I'm pretty patient and, I don't have a lot of time to watch TV right now anyway. So I'm not all that worked up about it. All right. Sorry. That was a rant about Game of Thrones. So, we haven't just done a whole lot of research into their trees yet. I know we're going to do some apples and some pears, and we've done, we're going to do some persimmons and different things like that, but we haven't nailed down exactly what we're getting because we're not ready to plant them yet. The other thing is, we just are going to have to figure out the space. We're just really kind of reaching a wall on space for everything. So No, I have not finished the sitting area in the garden. We did make a considerable amount of progress right before Jessica. We have made considerable progress right before Jessica left. It's actually going to be in a vlog that I shot by myself. That's coming out tomorrow. Jess is flying back from Seattle, so yeah, and that's the other thing. My kids are around a lot, so I just most of the time I'm not watching anything that I wouldn't watch in front of them. And the thing is like one of the filters that I don't care so much about filtering, I just don't watch it with them because they're not old enough, is, violence. I don't watch like ridiculous violence, but I don't go so far as to say like, if it's violent at all, I'm not going to watch it because I've experienced a lot of violence and that's honestly just part of life. And, I was in the Marine Corps and all that stuff. So Vivian, do you think you could do a chicken coop greenhouse in one, as in like a building, like a combined building? The boys are right now. I can hear them playing in the back room, laughing about something. I'm not sure. Ethan and Sarah were here up until about lunchtime, and so they've been pretty pooped these last few days because it's just been nonstop playing. Hey, what's up, Minuteman Heritage Farm, Semper Fi. Nova Scotia. My dad's side of the family goes back to Newfoundland. My grandmother, his mom, is a full-blooded Irish Canadian. So I've got a lot of extended family in the Newfoundland area. Awesome, Janelle. That's awesome. What's for dinner tonight? That's a great question. Not sure yet. Yes, I know. I'm excited. It's been like 4 days, and I was just telling like Ethan and Sarah. He said that he spent like a month in Thailand once with some college friends like a few years ago. I was like, man, I don't know if I could do that. I don't do well getting away from Jessica for that long. No, I do not feed my chickens Purina. We use a local pelleted mix. Hey, what's up, Peyton? So a couple of our friends, Nathan and Jill, which actually they have just started their YouTube channel finally. We've been telling them to do it for a while. I think it's Whispering Willow Farms. Anyways, that's their daughter who just caught on with all the cool sunglasses and smiley faces. Honestly, what I'm seriously considering, and I don't think Jessica's on here anymore, so not that she'd care that much, but she might be like, you can do better. But anyways, is we may do a cereal because I just like to eat cereal for dinner sometimes. Thanks, Honeystead. I'm glad that somebody appreciates it. You'd be surprised. It was hilarious how many people came up to me at the shindig and were like, husbands were giving me that very firm handshake, being like, yeah, I really appreciate all the stuff you do. Oh, carbonara, that sounds delicious. I'm sorry, I didn't see Vivian's response. So I don't know if she was asking to build a greenhouse chicken coop together or if she was talking about doing it separate. So, oh my goodness. Honeycombs, yeah. I think we got some Cinnamon Toast Crunch that's made by some holistic brand. I don't know. It probably doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup or anything like that in it. I think that's what we have available. Oh, here comes one of the kids. Let's see what they got. What you got? Getting water? Okay, get some water. The crafting store. What do you use for bug repellent? Guys, you can't come out screaming. Remember? Quietly get water. That's enough, Ben. You're not even going to drink all that. We use essential oils. I'm pretty sure that there's already a blend made up for that particular thing. So that might be something that I can look up and you can ask again, and we'd be able to. I couldn't tell you what it is right now. Terra Shield, maybe that might be it. I don't remember. Maybe Robin can get on here and tell us what it's called. I'm not real good with the names. Yeah, and if we used doTERRA oil, so I'm pretty sure Terra Shield is what it's called. When everyone was here, for the shindig, hanging out at the house, me and Ethan and Jason were like, we're going to start our own brand of oils. So we'll probably just like get other people's oils, and then mix up our own mixes or something like that. And essentially, it's just like, I feel like they need to simplify, especially for men, the names. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes the names of the oils blends they have just don't make any sense to us. So like I'm thinking like Thieves Oil needs to be Kill Germs. Yeah. So Thieves can be Kill Germs. Yeah, they've got all these other like aphrodisiac oils or whatever. And Jason and Ethan were like, yeah, we can call it Boom Boom Oil. And so I think we came up with like 15 different names for different oils that they use. Like I just think it'd be funny. Honestly, we may do it just to be funny on a video. Mama tried Homestead. Pups fitting in great. My kids are going crazy, pampering them and spoiling them. But at the same time, they're also doing pretty good at cleaning up after them. So, it kind of all works out. He's kind of fussy right now because the kids are inside because I can't be outside, and he's outside because he wouldn't stop crying inside, and he couldn't if he's out of his crate when the kids are not paying attention to him, he'll go and like poop and pee in their bedroom, and I don't want to clean that up right now. So we've got like a 8x8 little mobile fence thing that we set up out in the grass out there and give him some food and water. So he's hanging out outside. He's having a good time. He's a little fussy because no one's out there petting on his head, but he'll be all right. So no, I'm not going to be moving the new animals to where the horses are. The lease is just for the horses because he wants to put some cattle of his own out there. And so maybe if I could get it, we'd have to brand it or tag it somehow. Maybe I can put my own beef cow out there or something like that. So the new animal is not moving next there. So I essentially just told you it's not a beef cow, and it's not going next door. It actually is going to be going in the field where the horses used to be. What's up? Holy in the Ozarks. Awesome. Jasper, Arkansas. Baker Acres Homestead. Star Prep started doing great. How are you doing? Baker's Acres. They're from Missouri. Joshy, I already told you. I'm not telling you, man. I'm like a steel trap. I wish it was a Wookiee or Ewoks or something. That would be awesome. Fruit trees. We haven't nailed down where they're going to go yet. And so I haven't figured that out. So not knowing where they're going to go, I haven't put any focus into deciding what we're getting. Does that make sense? So fruit trees are on the list. They're not the highest on the list. I've also, to be able to plant them in an effective place, I've got to take out other trees that are brush trees or oaks or whatever. And so it's just, honestly, taking out trees is hard, especially if you don't have equipment to do it. So we are waiting on the fruit trees because we don't have space for them yet. We will be doing it. I just don't know when. Where Fresno? Are you saying you're in Fresno? I'm not understanding. I'd love to see us take some comedy angles in your videos. Maybe. I don't know. my gosh, Jason, I'll punch you in the head. Straight through the computer, too. The issue with comedy angles is that me and Jessica just have very different senses of humor. Like, Jessica's a very literal person, so anything that I say, she actually will just imagine. So I've learned to control what I say, so that way I'm not infringing on her sensitivity. But I will say this, me and Ethan were talking, so we've got something that's actually going to be pretty funny coming up that we will be releasing on our channel in the next 3 weeks or so when he comes back through. Because right now he's left and he's going to be going from here down to the diamond mines in Arkansas, where you get to go search for your own diamonds. And yes, people actually do find diamonds there. It's not just a gimmick. And then he's going all the way to North Carolina. And when he comes back, we actually have a pretty funny idea. The idea, I'll say this, the video title is going to be something like "The Manliest Garden Tool Jessica Never Knew She Needed." And that's all I can say, but it should be pretty funny. Is that the place you were talking about? Yeah, the diamond mine. Yeah, there's a diamond mine and a gold mine in Arkansas that you can go to for free and search for diamonds and pay them for gold, and what you find, you keep. Yeah, and like 2 years ago or last year, maybe 2 years ago, you'd have to Google it, but someone found like a 40-carat yellow diamond and they got to keep it, and it's worth a considerable amount of money. So we'll, let me put it, how else do I say it? Also in the comedy, sometimes I take jokes too far, and I really have been trying to kind of refine that in myself because I don't like to make people uncomfortable or say the wrong thing. And I'm really not good at apologizing because I don't like being wrong. And so I'm also very hesitant to like let a joke run, especially on a video, and then risk hurting people's feelings. So I think I'll probably just keep it the way that it is. I know that Dan at Pure Hearts, he also has a pretty funny idea for a video that he asked if I'd be interested in like collaborating with him. So maybe chicken coop and greenhouse in one. I'm not saying, it's possible. I could, I think people could do it. I haven't had a lot of time to think about it, so I don't know why I would do it. Yeah, I'm not even sure how you pronounce Arkansas either. That's so true, but I still have to try. I know people get their feelings hurt about all kinds of stuff. I don't think I plan. I don't know that we plan to shave him in the summer because honestly, we've had Great Pyrenees before, and I'm pretty sure shaving them in the summer doesn't help them stay cool. From what I understand, it could actually hurt them for like give them a sunburn and some other issues. So we've never shaved any of our long-haired dogs in the summer before. Now they get like kiddie pools full of cold water that we refresh every day that they can go lay in if they want to. But I don't know that we're planning on saving it. I just don't think that that's the right thing. Their hair helps them regulate their body temp. Yeah, see, there you go. But we have had to go out and do some extensive brushing for mats. They do get pretty matty. But that's okay. Like that's just normal. And a lot of times they're pretty good at picking out the mats themselves. Bear is ridiculous. And he just poked his head up in his crate and looked at me because I said his name. Like I will go out and refresh the goat's water, right? Dump out if it's gotten real dirty or nasty, and I'll dump it out and put new water in it. And he literally will jump the fence right after I'm done and go and sit in it and clean his nasty body into the clean goat water. So then I have to go and dump it again and refill it. He does it so often. So often. Yeah, I'm not super concerned about the temperature. I mean, honestly, there's enough shaded places. There's going to be enough wooded areas. They'll have enough water. Like I'm fairly confident. And honestly, every farm that we know has Great Pyrenees. They never shave them. They never have to worry about the temperatures in Arkansas. So I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I'm sure that it's happened multiple times on Jess's vlogs. Well, we had a kiddie pool set up in the backyard for him. The issue then was the kids would get dressed and then they would every single time end up in the pool with their clothes on and their shoes. And that was also time consuming. At Sherry, tell Boomer I love him. I don't know who that is, but Jessica loves him. Heard from yeah, I was someone asked if I heard from Jim Narenda. I think they're in a different state. I think Utah or somewhere around there. Who they sent us a picture of? Oh my gosh. Okay, I get it now. I understand. I'm sorry, you just completely distracted me, my love. So Jason came for the Coyote. I know this is off track of what I was just saying. I'll come back to that if I can remember what it was. Jason came and checked around and looked for tracks for coyotes and stuff. Okay, Blaze is at risk of being in a tornado, so we'll just take a second and just declare safety over Blaze. Okay, Sherry. Okay, I get it now. Yep. Okay, so Jason did not find any major traces of Maya. Have your cross ties ready whenever you are ready, Levi. Oh yes, okay. You talked to me at the shindig. Awesome. Message me on Facebook through. I'm trying, Sherry. I'm by myself. Okay, you try doing something with half your person. That's what it feels like. All right, finish thought before I get distracted with all the comments. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Jason at Big Bear Homestead. He didn't find any traces of major coyote activity. So we actually didn't set any traps because honestly, we didn't feel like they were really that active close to us. He searched the field through where the horses were. He searched our woods, and even though that one showed up that one time, I mean, honestly, that was the only time that we've ever seen one come that close. So I think what I'm going to do is have him train me how to do it, and I'm just going to set him up for long-term setup. But he only brought his traps, and so they would have only been able to been in the ground like 2 days at most. And I don't think we had very high hopes of catching something, especially without any indications that they come through there a lot. So no on the coyote. Someone was asking about plans for this year. Let's see. What's the next big project after the sitting area? So sitting area, Man, that's a hard choice. So so kind of like what I do. Well, okay, so it's not the next big project. The most immediate, you know how when I build the hay keeper dryer, I was like, well, the loudest need gets the attention. Well, we have a loud need. This morning, I had to go out and chase Journey Pig out of Gerard's, who's our Mangalitsa male, electric pen, because they were trying to make more pigs. And the kids came running in at like 7:30 in the morning, screaming at me, Gerard's wrestling Journey Pigs. He's like on top of her and he's trying to pin her down on the ground. He's hurting her or something. They're freaking losing it. And I'm thinking, oh Lord, I definitely don't need this in my life. I don't know how Journey would do with a full-size breed and all that. And it hasn't been an issue for the last month. So I went out there, deduced that they did not actually get to breed because they kind of just were getting started with it. And the kids were out there before that. So obviously she didn't break in until right at that moment. So she did not get bred. I'm very confident of that. I got her out of it. So I got her out of the pen and fixed everything. I was able to calm her down and check her out, and she seemed fine. So now I've got to go and build a more permanent structure for Journey Pig so she doesn't get into Gerard's pen and make something bad happen. What's up, my little homie? Hey, sit up. Sit up. And help Dan build a house. Yeah, that really wasn't on the list. Our pigs don't bite. Journey Pig's never bitten me or any of the kids. Okay, give me 1 second. What happened? What happened?
They were playing and then he hit his foot on the.
You hit your foot?
Yeah.
You talking about that part on the front?
Yes.
Is that where your blister was? Or are you talking about this part right here?
Right.
So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Can kiss.
Yeah, I can kiss it. Is that all better?
Yeah.
Okay, go play. Say bye.
Bye. Bye, hi.
Bye, hi. Go. Ben is too cute for his own good. That's for sure. So, immediate future, I've got to build a permanent pen for Journey Pig to keep her safe because I don't need her getting pregnant by a full-size breed. And then what I kind of do is I kind of lay out like priorities. Right now, I need to get some more soil, and because we've almost burned through all the tops or the super soil we have, so I've got to go get another truckload of that. Probably I might get 2 this next time just to make sure we have enough for all the perennial stuff that we're working on. So I've got to get all the beds amended. That's after Journey Pig's thing. Hey, Hope, Love, Faith from Australia. Awesome. I really want to go to Australia too. So like the 4 places I want to go in the world someday is Scotland, Italy, particularly Rome. I need to go to Rome because I'm a history person. I need to go to New Zealand. And in that, I'll pay New Zealand and Australia because they're right next to each other. And I need to go to Pearl Harbor, which I actually have never gotten to go to. I would love to do that. Okay. Oh, there. See, I think it's Jim Arenda on because someone was asking about you guys, if you guys are on here. So if you're on here, make sure you say hey and that keep everyone updated how you're doing. So I'm in the garden beds. I've got to finish Jessica's walkways in the garden. I think the next thing after that should be the well, the PEX line, and getting a watering system set up for in the garden right now. Ruth, I will totally come to wherever that is, Hawke's Bay in New Zealand. I will totally do it whenever I get to go to New Zealand. So we will see. Yeah, I was just thinking about that, Rebecca. I have not heard from Elk and Anchor in a while. I think about messaging them just to check in. Honestly, there's a lot of adjustments going on with them. They just added a new baby. He was in the hospital for a while. Like, I would be understandable if they had to step away from YouTube for a little bit. So, see you, Overlook Valley Homestead. Thanks for hanging out with us. What did you guys eat today? Oh yeah, the point of me going to New Zealand would be to go to see the Lord of the Rings stuff. So yes, 1 acre under God Homestead. We are going to the Baker Creek Planting Festival. Jessica is actually speaking, so we will totally be there, hanging out for both days. It's going to be awesome. Homesteading with the Heberts. Jessica is flying back from Phoenix to Little Rock. See you, North Star Prep Center. Thanks for hanging out. Hello, Melissa. Broussard Homestead. Yes, we will definitely be at HOA also. Jessica's also speaking at the HOA conference. So, Dan, the Baker Creek Festival is the 5th and 6th of May. It's the first weekend in May. It's a Sunday, Monday event. And so we actually are going to go up there and camp in a tent. I'm excited. I know most people don't get excited about a tent, but I'm excited about it. They just got the baby home, enjoying their family and adjusting to the season. I talked to Matt the other day. Awesome. I said your name like that because I don't know how to say it. So you're going to have to help me with that one. But I'm not going to feel that bad because most people don't say my name right either. So we're in the same boat. Oh, I did get it right? Oh, well, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. I thought I did a pretty good job, but you never know. Oh, man. So what was I saying? We were talking about projects and stuff, but I kind of got sidetracked because comments are flying in. Garden ready for planting. Help Jessica plant it. Get the watering system set up and the well done. After that, I'm probably going to work on the perimeter fence on the front of the property. And I'm also going to get the fence fixed around the back for the goats to be able to go to the woods. I've got to get the bees set up in the garden and the perennial side. Oh, man. I've got to get a barn built for the new animals. Got to fix a fence on that side of the property for the new animals. I've got to build a pig barn and get their pen set up in the back for whenever we do move Gerard in with the female Mangalitzas. And I've got to build buck pens for all of our buck goats. I've got to build buck pens. 2 buck pens. Maybe 3 if we get a La Mancha buck. So I've got a lot of things to choose from. Honestly, we haven't seen the Coyotes and haven't heard a lot about them, so they haven't been coming around. Yeah, I mean, they're like, if you're doing homesteading, there's always something to do. It's not like you ever get to the end of the list and be like, oh, well, now I can sit back and relax. Because as soon as you do get something done, there's either the next project or something broke, and you've got to go on. You got to go back and fix it. I can't tell you how many times I got to fix the gates. My kids climb over the gates because they haven't learned that gates are for opening and closing. And so they climb over them, which shifts the hinges and makes the latches not line up. So I'm constantly going back and fixing gates. I'm fixing fences from pigs who don't know how to not push the fence out and break it. Like, you're constantly maintaining stuff, and then you're trying to do new stuff. And here's the thing: like this morning, I had a plan. Instead, I'm chasing a pig out, trying to make sure that she's not going to get pregnant. And then after that, we had all this rain yesterday. When we first bought our house, there was a part in the chimney where they didn't do the flashing right, and so it was leaking. And it kind of started to cave the wood in underneath, right next to the chimney, just a little bit. But it wasn't leaking water; it was just starting to rot out the wood. Well, guess what started leaking for the very first time after 5 years yesterday? The roof is leaking. So now we have a leaky roof, and I made some phone calls on trying to figure out if we can even afford to get it fixed and get the roof fixed. So, there's that. So now that's going to set us back. It's just, I'm not even complaining. I'm not. It's just the process. Like, I thought, okay, well, we'll be able to get ahead and we'll start doing this. And then, this happens. So, really, honestly, what may happen is the focus over the next weeks will be getting the garden in and figuring out how to climb up on a roof and scrape the roof and put a new roof on. Because I'll tell you what, like I can't pay full price for one. So I'm just going to believe God is going to give us a hookup on that. Like he hooked us up with the HVAC and with the electrical and all that stuff. So, and the thing is, so it's not like, and also like, it's not leaking, like pouring water in, but it's right around that closet in the entryway, and all the popcorn is starting to come off, and you can see the water spots starting to form. So I think it needs to be addressed, obviously. But I think that we probably have, a few weeks before it becomes really serious. So we have talked about tin, but I think we're going to go with shingles. So that's just what we're going to try to do. I think also because we can get it for cheaper. Good night, everyone who's leaving. And I think I already have 2 layers of shingles on this, so I think I have to scrape it down to the bottom and then redo it. So, gotta be paying attention. You might be paying attention, then we might be doing a new roof soon, and that might be a video. Here's how I learned how to roof my house. I know. I honestly would really prefer a tin roof. So if we could work it out, that would be cool. I just don't know if we're going to be able to. Yes, it does. Well, thank you for that, Tony. Like I said, as we kind of figured that out, I've got a friend that does roofing here in Arkansas, and he's also really amazing at it. And so I'm going to get him out here. He's going to look at how many squares we need, and we're just going to kind of try to make up a plan. So it'll be okay. Like I said, I'm not freaking out about it, which, I mean, you would think if your roof starts leaking, you'd start freaking out. But I've just been in these situations too much where God came through and helped us out. So it'll be okay. Yes, Goss Mania. It'd be perfectly fine for you to tag us on YouTube if you have a video and all that. If it's, I can't promise that it, we get tagged in challenges all the time, and honestly, we just don't have a lot of time to do that because there's a lot of stuff that we're already doing. And so if you just want to tag us and say, hey, they totally helped inspire us, of course, do it. That's what we're doing this for. If it's like a collaboration challenge thing, I can't promise that we'll be able to contribute to that. But, I'm not saying we can't. I just can't commit, if that makes sense. Like, there's just like, obviously there's a lot going on. I don't know that we would prefer straw as mulch over wood chips. Straw has been a lot easier to come by and a lot more affordable because we've been on the chip drop thing for a long time, and sorry, Jessica's texting me too. Anyway, we've been on the whole chip drop thing and never got a drop. And so mulch has never really been an option. So we just did straw, and it seemed to work out fine. And honestly, one time towards the end of summer, we did hay and then straw on top, which kept the grass seeds from coming in super heavy. And then it broke down the hay a lot faster and produced some extra soil content. So I think that's what we're planning on doing again this year. So you can get free mulch from North Little Rock. You just have to have a dump trailer to pick it up. And so I'm gonna go get some more free stuff. I don't know how good it'll be for inside the garden beds because they mix in all the black plastic bags from the leaves and different things like that. And so it may not be super effective or healthy to mix that into your garden beds. So like I said, we'll figure all that out. I know this year, though, once I get the well in and the pipe run and all that, we're going to start doing a drip tape watering system for all the beds. We're just going to run drip tape through everything that needs it, put a spigot inside the greenhouse, both greenhouses, to be able to water things quickly and different things like that. And then, part of also what we're doing is getting the perennial garden laid out and set up so we can get our perennial stuff planted, blueberry bushes, blackberries, asparagus, perennial flowers. We're also going to be planting a lot of, I think, attractive stuff for the pollinators and for butterflies. And so there's some cool stuff coming. It's just, and there is a lot to do, but I don't really get that overwhelmed. I just, I'm a task-oriented person. I'll hit the next task, work on it till it's done, and then move on to the next thing. Like, I guess that's training. I don't know, but I can look at the list of all the stuff and all the things, how much it's going to cost and all that stuff. And I just don't get overwhelmed by it because the money will be there. The time, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. And yeah, berry bushes do amazing here. Blackberries literally there's wild blackberries up and down this whole street. Jessica goes out and picks tons of blackberries and raspberries and stuff. So the berries will flourish. Blueberries flourish in Arkansas too. So once we get them in and they get, over the shock and stuff, they should be producing a ton. So anyways, guys, we're just reaching an hour. I've still got to figure out food for my 3 little babies and for myself. And then I've got to get ready to go get Jessica. So I'm going to wrap this up. One thing that me and Jessica were talking about, and we're just going to be continuing to pray about it, is that we've really been feeling some conviction and leading of God and how we're promoting people. And so we're kind of just praying about that. Not that we regret doing anything that we've done, but we also don't want to do it just because, like we always do for our life. Any decision we make, we try and be led by the Holy Spirit in all those things. In any decision, no matter how small. Like I'm telling you, like my wife will get out of bed and she'll greet the Holy Spirit and she'll literally say, "What do you want me to wear today?" Like that's how in depth it is. And so when I say that, I'm serious. Like through every decision, we really try and ask that question. And so even through the promoting and shouting people out, which we really do love, we just feel like, there's just been some more thought processes, and I really feel like God's talking to us about it and how to do it in excellence and how to do it right. And so I don't have anyone to shout out today. I did not watch anyone's YouTubes this week because I've just been slammed without having my wife here. And so we just love you guys. We thank you for coming and hanging out. Try a GoFund for Tin Roof. I'm not going to start that. I am not in the habit of asking for that kind of stuff. So, like I said, God will work it out. But anyways, guys, we love you. Just be safe and, maybe start asking the Holy Spirit what he wants you to wear that day. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys next time. God bless you.